Welcome to the Blue Collar Nation podcast, the podcast dedicated to making the lives of home service professionals better. Now join Eric and Larry to talk about all things home service.
Hey, it's Larry from SuperTech University, and we are here live on the Super Profit community. And it's a pleasure to see everybody in Facebook world. And we have a couple people here tonight. And thank you, folks, for coming and joining us. We have a couple other people coming in too, which is nice. And we're going to go over sales tonight. And excuse me, my alarms are going off. And I'm kind of going to hit, I changed it up in the last few minutes. And I'm going to hit on some things that are pertinent to sales that we don't always talk about. And I made a regular sales routine with some systems and processes and things to think about, something basic. But there's something that we don't take into consideration. John, what's happening, buddy? How are you today? We don't take into consideration, and I'm sharing my screen that I'm going to share with you. This is a picture of myself and Howard Partridge. I want to give some kudos to Howard. He was Eric and I's mentor. He got us our business going to millions. It was all because of him. So I stole his phrase here, selling isn't telling. So I want to give some kudos to Howard. Howard's the bomb. If anybody wants to know anything about Howard and his phenomenal program, I couldn't say anything great about it. If you have any questions, let us know. So anyway, he talks about selling isn't telling. He has this 7-step process. It's amazing. And I use some of the information from that to create this slide deck. And I got some pictures of people that are selling and everybody's smiling and you want to put a picture and a positive spin on it. But let's be real. When you're selling, it's not always the easiest thing. It's not always the funnest thing. And you're not even sure half the time where you are. And it's very discouraging sometimes. So I was just looking at some pictures. You got people that when you're doing the inspection, you're doing the job, is standing over your shoulder, questioning you, asking you a million things. And you're like, oh my gosh, what's going on? We have all these people just grinding me. Is this sale worth it? And that makes it tough. And then you give them the estimate. You're anxious to give them the estimate because you know this is what many people give you. They're like, are you crazy? I know this woman has a black mouth, but I found the picture. Anyway, there's some anxiety that comes from it. And I'm talking from us, but we have people working for us where you have the same things happening. They're excited for this, but they're not excited for somebody looking over the shoulder. They're not excited for any pushback on the price, and it bums them out. And then they get into a job sometimes because they're so wound up about the sale and the challenges with the client and the sale and challenges with the client. Do I upsell? Do I not? They forget how to do the job sometimes. And then they're calling you up, asking all kinds of questions. You're like, you know how to do this. What's wrong with you? Oh, Mrs. Jones is watching over my shoulder. Oh, I'm worried the price is going to be so high. She's not going to want to pay. Oh, I'm worried about this. Oh, I'm worried about that. And it comes down to the sell. And these are a lot of the anxieties that our team has, that we have sometimes. Because we send people out to do a job. And this is another picture, somebody looking over it. Do a job. And hey, listen, man, while you're out there, make sure you get a couple upsells because Mrs. Jones is probably going to want some other things. And I'm talking honest and ethical upsells. Don't get me wrong. Mrs. Jones is going to want some other things done around her house. So here's like a 10-part checklist. Go around her house and make sure she doesn't need any. If it's an HVAC system, if you're a plumbing system, or even if you're installing a sign, there might be some more things you can add on to it, right? We've got Beth that does signs here. They have all these things that are in the back of their mind that are causing them anxiety, and it causes them problems. And you have to keep that in mind because they're worried also that their performance is bad and somebody's going to complain about them. They have all these things in their head. We don't always stop and think about them. Okay, because we've been there. Clients mad, clients unhappy, they're complaining, we're losing money on the job. They're thinking, how do I get out of this thing? Can I just pay her to leave or pay him to leave? It's a challenge and it bums your people out. So when you're training selling to your team, there is pain that comes along with this as well. And these are the things you have to think about. The technician's thinking about it as well, or you're thinking about it. I've been on a job cleaning carpet, and the couch is a mess. Mrs. Jones is a pain in the neck, though. She's driving me nuts. That couch, I'm going to make $500 on that couch because I can sell that to her because I can, boom. But that means I have to deal with her. She's going to try and knock down the price. It's going to be confrontational. I got another job I'm going to get to. I'm not motivated to do it. And I'm the owner that needs and wants the money. What do you think's going through your guys? And they're thinking, I don't think I can do that upsell. I don't think I really want this client. I don't think I'm going to give him the estimate, right? You got to work with them. You got to role play with them. You got to train them. You can't just throw them out there, because if you just throw them out there, all that marketing dollars that you paid to get that lead, which is generally hundreds of dollars, and the money you're sending them out, if they're not prepared, they're not ready for it, they're not engaged and motivated, you might as well be throwing money into the fire. So that being said, you've got to do these things with your team. And I'm not even getting into this presentation, but the things that I'm going to go over, you really need to focus with your team so that they don't feel like these other people did. Okay. So that was just my 9-minute rant on why it's important to help your team with these things. Okay. So this was my original presentation, right? How do you win or lose a sale? This is really important. Okay. And this is part of what Howard Partridge is showing me. There's like a 7-step process. Ask them how they found us. How did they refer to? Was it from a referral? Was it from a newspaper ad? Well, maybe there's not any newspapers. Was it from the internet, Facebook? Are they a repeat client? Where did they come from, right? And then you want to create an emotional connection. And you can do that from how they found us, right? You create an emotional connection. You can also do that by looking in the house, looking at the walls, saying, oh, you have a beautiful family. Oh, there's a picture of a lighthouse. I love lighthouses. Okay. You're building credibility, right? And then when they show you the problem that needs to be done, you perceive the problems, right? And I'm going through this real quickly because many people know how to do this, but these are the steps you want to train your team. They perceive their problems. This is when you're listening. What's the problem, Mrs. Jones? Tell me what's going on. You're taking notes. You're playing the role of somebody that's listening. Okay, and then you outline the solutions. And this is what we can do for you, Mrs. Jones. This is what you're going to need done. This is the carpet you need cleaned. This is the pipes you need fixed. This is the HVAC system. And you figure out all the solutions, whatever you're going to fix. And then you share with them the investment. Hopefully it's in packages. Packages generally sell better. If you don't do packages, that's fine. We always talk about packages work much better. And then you could have objections, right? What type of objections are you getting? Is it price? Is it you're not be able to get there fast enough? Whoop. Is it that you need their husband there? We're going to go over a couple of them here. But are these things trained? Let's go back here. Are you going through these things, role playing with them, working with them, training them on this process? It's very important because if you're not, and you're not working on yourself when you're going out, you don't have a sales book, you don't have a system, you're throwing money out the window. You don't want to do that. Okay. And you have to send somebody out that's prepared because it's not a way to do business. We all get silly in some ways. We're not doing things properly. Okay. And how do you win or lose a sale? You got to teach them this too. You didn't make an emotional connection. You didn't build credibility. You didn't listen to the problem. You emailed the estimate. Oh my gosh, it's the worst thing in the whole world. Twice in this last week, 2 people turned around their business in the last month by not emailing the estimates. When you're on site, You don't email the estimate. What's up, Jeff? How are you today? You
Living
don't email.
blessed.
Wonderful. It's a beautiful thing. We got blessed people all over the place. Greg's got a sign that says pray hard. So cool. Um, you don't email the estimate. You give the estimate on site. If you email the estimate, you lose your value. The percentage of closing that sale drops dramatically. Give him the estimate, some type of numbers there. I understand you got to go back and you got to put numbers together and drive it to them and put them on their desk. You lose credibility. And I know it's different with every business. Maybe with commercial signs, it's different. I don't know. But the more connection you can get with the client, the better it's going to be. And you always have to ask him for the follow up. You're going to lose it if you don't ask, when do I follow up? How would you like me to follow up? And there's like hundreds of them here, right? We could go around the room and talk about this all day long. I always said, you didn't wear your booties. Did you wear your booties? My guys look at me, booties. I'm like, yeah, the bucket booties. And the conversation we had before we went out there. Oh, yeah. No, drive me nuts. But when you hold people accountable to doing all these things and you train them how to do it, it works like magic. What's the name of that Zillow? Name of the application that they record the whole Rilla. That's it. You can record the whole sales call. It's not to critique your people, tell them, well, yeah, it is to critique them, but it's not used as a weapon. You're helping them grow by recording the call. That could be something you could do, right? And where are you losing jobs right now? You're not handling objections. You get this all the time. Want to get more estimates. I need to talk to my spouse. The price is too high. All of these can be practiced and passed. Practiced all the time. We all should be practicing these things. They want to get more estimates. What do you think somebody's going to do different than us? Is there something that I didn't hit on? Okay. Do you think that we're not going to be able to perform as the guy down the street? Do you understand everything I'm saying? Yeah, you do. Well, you want to get this now. We can get it done right now. Okay, there's a guy, Joe Crisero, we're very good friends with. He's got a great book. What are we going to do? Read that book, he'll give you great ideas. I need to talk to my spouse. Okay, well, we can get the spouse on the phone right now, or I can have a conversation with your spouse. We can figure out what's going on, but you need to get this done. That's why you called me out here. Let's see if we can get this done right now. The price is too high. Okay, well, what was your budget? Okay, what can we take out of this? Okay, what don't you want done? You know, if you call somebody else out here to do the same thing, they might cut corners. We're not going to cut corners. And all these things get role played on a regular basis. You might not like my responses right now, but you come up with the responses that you want in your company and what you want your people saying. That's what's important. And then where are you losing jobs? Not doing the estimate right now. Okay. So I was talking about earlier. I will have the estimate. I will email the estimate to you. Don't do it. You're going to lose the sale. You just wasted your time going out there. If anybody has any feedback, please chime in. Let me see if there's any messages on Facebook. Do you have any questions? Okay, you got to go over that.
Hey,
There's
Larry.
specific. Yes, go ahead.
Hey, question. If at all possible, right? If at all possible, would you
Yes.
pre-qualify the homeowner to make sure that both parties would be there for the
That's
interaction?
yeah, no, that's a great idea. When you're doing the pre-call, your CSRs call, can say that's important. Do most both spouses need to be there? Well, yeah, I make decisions with my
Right.
husband. Well, do you think we can get him there so we don't have to waste both of our times? So we don't have to explain it to him twice? Because that's one of the objections. Well, you're going to explain it to your husband totally different than I'm going to explain it. He's not going to understand. That's a good idea. That's great. The perfect feedback, Jeff. Thank you. Um, and this is the other problem. People don't ask for the sale. Ask for the sale. Mrs. Jones, when would you like me to do this? Mrs. Jones, I'm here working on the one part of the house with the pipe over here, we can fix this as soon as we're done. We're going to give you a discount because there's no travel to come out here next time. Oh, really? That's so great. We can do that. No problem at all. That's where it's very valuable. Okay. And then they can't afford us. This is not, they can't afford you. This is where your team prejudges the clients. They can't afford us. I'm just going to mail this estimate in. They'll never be able to afford what we're going to be giving them. Prejudge the clients, right? Or your team thinks your prices are too high. This is leave your mom in the van. Joe Crisera talks about this. You've got people, ourselves, our teams that are selling have money issues in their head. They think, oh my God, I can't charge this much. And they're so afraid to charge that much because somebody's never going to be able to pay what they're charging. They're never going to be able to sell it. They're not even going to ask for the sale. So these are just some of the things that we're talking about that you need to go over with your team. And if you're on the truck yourself, you need to go over with them on your own mind on a regular basis so that you can train your team to do these things. So they, and this is what I'm leading up to. You have a system. Where's your sales manual? Your sales book when you go out. You page through it. Show them you have insurance. Show them your business license. Page it back and forth. These are previous jobs that we've done. This is what qualifies us. It's a brag book. Show them testimonials. We had one of those. It made everything so easy because it was a system and it's what we wanted to tell Mrs. Jones. What are your packages? Do you have options? Everybody doesn't always want everything done right then and there. Or they want more done and they want a little bit of a discount. So that's where the options come in. Okay. How are you dressed? How do you go out when you're selling your jobs? Or when you're on the job, what type of materials do you have with you when you're doing the upsell? And then again, how often do you role play? Nobody likes role playing. I always bring up role play. It's the worst. I'm the first guy to admit it. But I'm the first person to say that it works. If you don't think it works, you haven't done it or you're lying because you don't like it so much. Because role playing works. It makes a difference. Once you have a system, then you can hand it off to your guys. Maybe you have a woman working for you, maybe a guy working for you. I always think it's best to have a woman going out to the estimates because the majority of our clients are Mrs. Jones. Mrs. Jones is more comfortable with a woman. And if you can train that woman to close, her closing rate is generally higher. Wonderful. And check this out. This is the biggest thing. If anybody take a picture or screenshot of this, one of my colleagues, I was talking to Greg about this. His name Connor. He's this kid. I shouldn't say. He's a young man, and he's got his own business, and he hires people. So if you ever want to help hiring, help you out. But this is what he shared with us. I notice I recommend framework. It's a 2-sentence script. It's very easy. There's not a lot of hurdles here for people that don't want to talk to the client or sell to the client, and it takes a lot of the fear away. You find something in the house, outside of the house, wherever you're working, and you take a picture of it. And you walk up to Mr. Jones, Mrs. Jones. And while I was walking around your home, I noticed that I saw this pipe leaking. Is that something you would like us to do while we're here, or would you like us to do it yourself? Simple. And it's a takeaway because you say at the end, or would you like to do it yourself? It takes the anxiety away from whoever's presenting this to the client. And then if you show the picture of it, you've got actual evidence. Mrs. Jones, your angle stop's going to burst anytime now. Take a look at this picture. Mrs. Jones, look at your couch. It needs to be cleaned. Take care of your home. I guess you don't want to say that, but Mrs. Jones, your air ducts are so dirty. Mrs. Jones, look at your air ducts falling apart. I was in your attic. Take a picture. I've done this before. You're not going to bring Mrs. Jones up in the attic and show her. You show her what's going on like that. So this is a really amazing framework that Connor shared with us. So please That's what I would suggest to use it. This wasn't the best slide. Evaluate your life by learning how to sell. Only 50% of businesses always sell, not out of business, but you sell it to somebody that's in business. And then again, Howard Partridge, sales is helping people make decisions that are good for them. And again, Howard was our mentor, and he works with Zig Ziglar, the Zig Ziglar company, and he's a great guy. So anyway, I hope everybody enjoyed that.
Thank you for listening to the Blue Collar Nation podcast. For more information about Eric and Larry and Supertech University, please visit us at supertechu.com. That is supertechu.com.